Installing a pipe step rail, William Hovey Smith, 2012. I'm probably best known as the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, Converting Deer to Dunner for Pennies per Pound, but I also get involved in other stuff too.
I'm Hovey Smith, the backyard sportsman, and I should be out hog hunting right now. But you know what? I can't do that. I got a lovely letter from my insurance company telling me that if I did not put stair rails and a rail around this porch, in 10 days they were going to cancel my insurance policy. Sure did. Well, all right. We're up against it. I live in the rural South. I'm not near a great big metropolitan city. I probably couldn't get a contractor in 10 days if I wanted to. Well, what to do? Well, the answer is you do it yourself. And so we're going to put the railing up this morning, and we've ordered a vinyl rail kit for the porch, and that'll be coming in whenever it gets here. And we'll put that together too, and hopefully I'll have a little help with that. But for now, we're going to get started on putting up this railing, and I want to show you how to do it. The first thing to do is to look at this corner right here. This is your longest piece and the most critical, and you want to make sure you have it right. So you clear off your footing and see what you're working with. I've got solid concrete down there. So what I did was chip out a 2-inch deep hole to hold the end of this pipe. The reason I'm going with 1.25 inch galvanized pipe is because this will be here longer than I will, for sure. At 70 years old, I don't want to have to come back at 90 and replace a set of wooden railings. So we're going to do it once, and we're going to get it done with. So we're going to put a footing around it with this, pour it full of concrete, brace it up, level it up, have it set good, and then reassemble the rest of the railings. This sackcrete is wonderful stuff. It has what you need for a lot of small jobs. And it already has the aggregate and the cement mixed in it. But you do not have to mix the whole bag of sackcrete at any one time. And in fact, we don't want to do that, because we want that post solidly set before we do the rest of it. So we only want to mix a very small batch. This bag incidentally weighs 80 pounds, so not something you probably want great grandma to handle, even though it is small. Okay. So that's more than sufficient, I think. And you notice I'm making sure I get gravel in there too. All right. Now we're going to turn the tub up on the corner like this, so we only mix in a part of it. Good tip. And we start adding a little water. Okay. You can hear me mixing. I realize you might not be able to see it. So, okay, we'll pull it back a little bit so you can take a look. All right, now you can see it. See what we're doing here. You want a pretty dry mix. You want water in it, but you don't want it soupy. All right. Now, by happenstance, that seems to be exactly what we need. Notice it stands on the shovel pretty well. Okay. That's exactly what you want. See? And now you know how to mix up a very small batch of sackcrete. We have it guyed up now, and you can see I've got it strung together with whatever I happen to have in the house. I have 3 different kinds of strings doing 4 different ties, but okay, it got the job done. Now here are some of the extra fittings you'll need. You'll need some connectors like this. You'll need 2 elbows to go on the 7-foot run of pipe that's actually going to be the railing. And then at the top there, we have an elbow and a 6-inch extension so that the railing actually extends over the steps instead of being off to the side somewhere. So that's what we've got. So we're going to let this set, and then, well, we'll come back and finish up. Progress is being made with our railing project. Last night we set concrete in this coffee can, so-called, which is actually cardboard, and that has been set around the post. So now the post is freestanding. I'm going to pour more concrete around it using this cut-off bucket as a form. So that will give this post added stability. Now we're going to actually assemble the top of the railing and put in the foot post, so that will have that construction done. We've now attached the elbow and the section of pipe that'll actually run down and be the railing itself to our vertical member. So this attachment has been made now. There's a little play here which you need because you're also going to have to connect the lower end. So now we'll go down and make the lower connection that'll look just exactly like this. 2 elbows, a 6-inch section, and then your long run of pipe down the stairs. Well, now you can see why I wasn't too excited about cementing this hole and this pipe in the ground, because it looks like I'm going to have to move my hole a little bit this direction. Also, with the pipe free like this, I can actually use this whole lever arm as a tool to help tighten this assembly up. So we're going to be about that and try to tighten this join onto these threads. And that's going to be a bit of a son of a bitch, but I think we can get it done. So we're going to try that, and I'll let you know how it turns out. Well, after much hassling, finagling, and good luck, we finally got the threads starting to take, although the joint, as you see, is pointed in the wrong direction. But after we get this attached, then I think I'll be able to use the lever of this to twist this another 90 degrees and put it down where it needs to be. Even so, putting it on is a little bit laborious, as you will witness. Well, as you might suppose from what you see behind me, we have made, well, a technical adjustment in our game plan. The little piece of concrete that I put down was not sufficient to hold the assembly while I was putting all the pressure on it, trying to tighten up all the threads on this pipe and get everything in the right orientation. Consequently, the seal broke. And so we put it down on the ground and we worked with it with a little bit there, and finally decided that I needed to realign everything first, and so we just took the whole mess and put it up on the steps so I could get some real leverage on the pieces and move them to nearly where they needed to be. So that's what we've done. Now fortunately, even with the concrete attached, this is still light enough that I can handle with some difficulty, but okay. So progress is being made, although we did have a setback. Well, in spite of what you saw a few seconds ago, well, It sort of looks like a stair rail. Yes, sir. We've got this in the ground, and it came out to be exactly about the center of the hole, so that measurement was all right. These connections are okay. We've got sufficient number of threads here caught to hold it. We've got it tied in up there. Our concrete down here is back where it was and down in its recess hole. So now what we're going to do is mix the rest of our sackcrete, put that in the holes, and then just leave it and let it set. Now we may put in another bracket right here and tie it into these concrete blocks just for added support for this very, very long lever arm here. But this will be a very solid assembly when I'm finished. Well, we're at final stages now. So we'll get this in this form. And then put the rest around the other post. This almost exactly fills that bucket.
Here's what the railing looked like when it was done. Now this cost about $126 for the materials. For more information, you can go to my website, www.hoviesmith.com. Goodbye and God bless.